Welcome to Popcorn and Nightmares, the podcast where we watch horror movies and sometimes other genres.
And then we break them down scene by scene, scare by scare, and sometimes laugh at the terrible decisions people make.
Every episode we'll dive into a different movie, talking about the story, the scares, behind the scenes secrets, production trivia, practical effects, production costs, and memorable quotes. I'm Chisum.
And I'm Arya. Grab the popcorn and embrace the nightmares. Welcome to Popcorn and Nightmares.
Which movie are we doing today?
Today we will be reviewing Heretic.
Before we watched it, had you seen it before that?
Um, yes, I have. I didn't finish it. I watched it twice, but I didn't. But the two times I actually didn't watch it all the way through. So this is the first time I've actually watched it all the way through. Seen it towards the end, but not the end. I haven't seen the end, but it was a good ending. I liked it. Okay, have you seen this? Oh,
Yeah, I've
yeah.
watched it, I don't know, a few times before. What were your expectations?
I didn't actually really expect it. I didn't expect what actually happened in there, but it was overall a great movie. I expected something different, but it definitely did meet my. It did make me. I liked it. That's all. I guess. I don't know. I was gonna say it lived up to expectations, but those weren't really my expectations. But yeah.
No, it was a really good film. I enjoyed it.
hmm
I don't know, did it live up to the hype? Was there any hype around it?
Actually, when I first watched it, nobody I knew, nobody. Haven't seen any videos about it. Nobody talking about it until now. My two best friends, I think, have watched it already. Well, they just started watching it, but yeah. Um, I guess it lived up to the hype that I thought it was gonna be, but no. Other than that, I didn't really hear about it, so I don't really know what the hype was. I just watched it, I guess. You guys were watching it, so I just watched it with you guys.
It was good. When I first seen the trailer or preview, I wanted to see it. It intrigued me. What's your initial reaction?
I actually loved it. It was a
Yeah,
really good movie.
I thought it was really. I thought they did a really good job with this one.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's jump into. We'll get a little bit of the plot of what the film was about. So, Heretic follows two young Mormon missionaries, Sister Barnes and Sister Paxton, who spend their days going door to door trying to share their faith. One rainy evening, they arrive at the home of Mr. Reed, a seemingly friendly and intelligent man who appears interested in learning more about their religion.
At first, Reed seems like the perfect person for missionaries to meet. He is polite, curious, and welcoming. He invites them inside, explaining that his wife is baking a blueberry pie in the kitchen. The missionaries hesitate, but enter after he assures them they are safe.
Once inside, Reed begins having a deep conversation with them about religion, belief, and faith. What starts as a friendly discussion slowly becomes uncomfortable as Reed begins challenging their beliefs. He questions why people follow certain religions, how religions evolve, and whether faith is based on truth or simply tradition.
The sisters decide it is time to leave, but they discover that the front door is locked. Reed reveals that they are actually not free to go. The friendly conversation was a trap, even though
Re-
it wasn't that big of a sentence. Sorry.
Reed admits that there is no wife and no blueberry pie. The story he told them was simply a way to keep them inside.
As the night continues, Reed explains his philosophy. He believes all religions are variations of the same ideas that have been recycled throughout history. He sees himself as someone searching for the truth and wants to prove that belief systems are built on manipulation. However, it becomes clear that his real goal is not debate. He wants control over women, over the women. Sorry. Oh
Reed forces the missionaries deeper into his home, eventually leading them into a hidden underground area. There they discover evidence that they are not his first victims. Reed has created a twisted experiment where he tests people's faith and tries to break their understanding of reality.
Throughout the night, Sister Barnes and Sister Paxton attempt to outsmart him while Reed continues his
Psychological.
psychological games. He uses fear, philosophy, and deception to, to manipulate them. trying to convince them that their beliefs are meaningless. Oh my god, I don't know what's wrong.
Reed eventually presents what appears to be a miracle, claiming he can prove his theories about religion and reality. However, the sisters begin to realize that Reed's search for the truth is actually a mask for his obsession with power and superiority.
Sorry.
Sister Barnes fights back against him but is killed, leaving Sister Paxton alone to face Reed.
In the final confrontation, Paxton refuses to accept Reed's worldview. She realizes that Reed does not actually care about the truth. He only cares about proving he is smarter than everyone else and controlling people.
Paxton manages to fight back and kills Reed, escaping the house. The movie ends with Paxton outside, traumatized but alive. She notices a butterfly, which connects back to one of Reed's earlier philosophical discussions about reality and perception. The butterfly leaves the audience questioning whether it represents a miracle, a sign from Barnes, or a simple reminder that people choose what they believe. The ending intentionally leaves the meaning open. So I looked up what the inspiration behind the creation and why the filmmakers made it. So Heretic was not based on any true stories. It came from a combination of the filmmakers' personal experiences, questions about faith and death, and their fascination with the uncomfortable conversation people usually avoid.
The movie was written and directed by Scott, Beck, and Bryan Woods, the same filmmaking duo behind A Quiet Place. Instead of creating a horror movie about a monster, they wanted to create one where the monster was a person's ideas, intelligence, and need for control. Wrong.
Bryan Woods lost his father to cancer, which caused him and Beck to start thinking deeply about questions like what happens after we die? Why do people believe what they believe? Where does faith come from? And can certainty become dangerous? These questions became the foundation of Heretic. The filmmakers explained that they had spent decades discussing big questions together, and Heretic became a way to explore those conversations through horror.
The real life experience that inspired the opening. One of the coolest stories behind the movie came from something that happened to Beck and Woods years later. While location scouting in Iowa for another film, they knocked on the door of an older couple's home, looking for permission to film there. The couple invited them inside, offered them tea, and seemed extremely friendly. But the conversation continued. The filmmakers realized the couple had some unusual beliefs about the world ending. The situation was not dangerous, but it created a strange feeling.
We walked into the stranger's house and suddenly realized we had no idea who these people really were. That feeling that feeling of being welcomed into someone's home while slowly realizing something is off became a major emotional inspiration for Mr. Reed's home. So why did they make the main characters Mormon missionaries? Beck and Woods wanted characters who represented people who were genuinely committed to their beliefs. They chose Mormon missionaries because they often go door to door meeting strangers. They regularly have conversations about faith. They are young people placed in unfamiliar situations. Their kindness and openness can be used against them. The filmmakers spent time researching missionary culture and spoke with people familiar with LDS experiences to make the characters feel authentic rather than stereotypical.
The movie's biggest inspirations were the filmmakers drew inspiration from movies and stories that explore debates about belief and truth. They specifically mentioned films like Inherit the Wind, 1960, a courtroom drama about science, religion, and conflicting worldviews. Contact, 1997, a science fiction film about faith, science, and humanity's search for answers. They wanted to combine those types of philosophical conversations with the suspense of a horror movie.
So where did Mr. Reed come from? Mr. Reed wasn't based on one specific person. The filmmakers pulled inspiration from different types of real-world manipulators, including cult leaders, people who use intelligence as a weapon, and people who believe they are the only person who understands the truth. They referenced figures such as cult leaders when discussing the mindset behind Reed's character. The scary thing about Reed is that he does not see himself as evil. He believes he is educating people, exposing lies, and helping others see the truth. That makes him more dangerous.
Why Hugh Grant? The casting of Hugh Grant was one of the movie's smartest decisions. The filmmakers wanted someone audiences would naturally trust. For decades, Grant was known as charming, funny, romantic, likable. They flipped that image. The audience walks into a movie thinking, this is Hugh Grant. He can't be that bad. And the movie uses that expectation against them. Grant also approached Reed as a character study, researching topics like cult leaders, religion, and serial killers to understand the character. There's one thing I also wanted to say. Did you know that it actually took 4 months to convince him to actually accept the role?
Did they? The filmmakers intentionally wanted to create a contained thriller instead of a monster, huge action scenes, or expensive effects. Monsters, huge action scenes, and expensive effects. They focused on dialogue, psychology, performance, and tension.
Mm-hmm. You're not done. Sorry.
The house becomes a physical representation of Reed's mind, organized, intelligent, controlled, increasingly terrifying.
What is Heretic really about? On the surface, two missionaries visit the wrong house and become trapped by a dangerous man. But underneath, the movie is about faith versus control. Reed claims he is searching for the truth, but the movie questions whether his real motivation is truth or power, knowledge versus wisdom. Reed is highly educated, but his intelligence does not make him moral. Belief versus certainty. The movie suggests that anyone who believes they have all the answers can become dangerous.
So, question for you. Is Mr. Reed scary because he is wrong or because he believes he's the only person who is right?
Gosh. I don't really know. Oh, yeah. He is scary because he believes he's the only person who's right. Yeah, I'd be scared if I was in that situation. Somebody was crazy enough to believe like that. I mean,
Wow.
I wouldn't put it past anybody, really. People are like that. Never know.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, he lured them into his home and locked them in the basement.
Oh, yeah. Some crazy.
All right. So the movie was released on November 8th, 2024.
The directors, like we said, were Scott Beck and Bryan Woods.
It was also written by Scott Beck and Bryan Woods.
It was starring Hugh Grant
Sophie Thatcher,
and
Jeanette Volturno.
and Chloe East.
I'll have to edit that out.
Yeah, probably.
Oh yeah, Topher Grace was Elder Kennedy.
Oh yeah.
It was the production companies were Beck Woods, Shiny Penny Productions, and Catchlight Studios.
Distributed by A24.
Budget.
I have the estimated budget. Yeah.
No, say the budget.
The budget was $10 million. Did you not get the budget?
The box office, they made $60 million.
Runtime was 111 minutes.
I was trying to figure out what that was in hours. So some of the production stories for this film. So you kind of said this before.
Yeah.
But Hugh Grant wasn't the filmmaker's obvious first choice. One of the casting of Hugh Grant as sinister Mr. Reed. The directors wanted someone audiences would immediately trust. Grant's decades-long reputation as the charming romantic lead made him perfect because viewers naturally left their guard down before realizing how dangerous his character is. Do you think that the movie would have worked well if someone like William Dafoe would have played Reed?
No.
He's the guy that plays the Green Goblin in Spider-Man.
Oh, no.
Does that help you?
No, probably not. But yeah, I think he did a great job. I think he made it feel very creepy, very uncomfortable, like you were saying. Yeah, I think that wouldn't work as good as if they have chose somebody else other than him.
I think it works because he's well known as he's he's usually in rom-coms and stuff, so having somebody that you wouldn't normally see in this type of evil way really threw everybody on it.
Mhm. Oh yeah, and since they said that he was always so friendly and all that stuff, he just made it seem, since people, of course, liked him and thought he was good like that, they probably wouldn't expect him to be such a crazy character. But yeah, what do you think? I don't know if you already said, but I can't remember. I don't know.
I think it's good. I think it would be difficult to see. I mean, William Dafoe played a very great evil character as the Green Goblin, so it makes sense that he could, play a part like this. But I don't necessarily see that him being in this movie would have made it any better or anything like that. So the cast spent 2 weeks discussing religion, not rehearsing scenes. Instead of immediately running lines, the filmmakers held 2-week rehearsal period where Hugh Grant, Sophie Thatcher, and Chloe East mostly discussed religion, belief, doubt, and personal experiences with faith. The goal was to make every conversation in the film feel authentic rather than scripted.
They researched Mormon missionaries extensively. Beck and Woods wanted the two missionaries to feel like real people, not stereotypes. To accomplish this, they talked with current and former missionaries, studied missionary culture, focused on portraying the women as intelligent and capable rather than naive, tried to accurately depict everyday missionary life before the horror begins.
The two lead actresses brought personal experience. Ironically, the filmmakers intentionally cast actresses with Mormon backgrounds. Both Chloe East and Sophie Thatcher had personal experiences with the LDS Church, East having grown up in it and Thatcher having family connections, which gave many scenes additional authenticity.
Almost the entire movie takes place inside one house. One of the biggest production challenges was keeping the audience engaged in essentially one location. The filmmakers had to create suspense through camera movement, lighting, production design, dialogue, and sound design. Rather than relying on constant action or changing locations, it's almost like filming a stage play that slowly turns into a nightmare.
The house itself tells a story. The production designer, Philip Messina, filled Mr. Reed's home with subtle visual clues. Even the wallpaper, furniture, and room layouts were designed to make viewers feel slightly uncomfortable without immediately understanding why. The house gradually transforms from cozy to claustrophobic as the story unfolds.
Dialogue became the movie's action. Unlike most horror films that rely on chase scenes or monsters, Heretic creates tension through conversation. Beck and Woods, who previously helped write A Quiet Place, famous for its lack of dialogue, joked that this film became the opposite experiment, almost entirely driven by talking.
They wanted audiences arguing after the credits. The filmmakers intentionally avoided giving definitive answers about faith or the ending. Rather than telling viewers what to believe, they wanted audiences leaving the theater debating, was Reed right about anything? Did faith save the characters? What actually happened in the ending? Ambiguity was a deliberate creative choice.
The script was built on extensive philosophical research. The screenplay was based on random internet debates. The writers researched comparative religion, philosophy, cult psychology, and atheism. Skepticism, historical religious texts. They even included a bibliography in the screenplay, acknowledging many of the books that informed Mr. Reed's arguments.
So at what point did you stop trusting Mr. Reed?
Um. Ooh. I'd say that I kind of stopped trusting him. I didn't really stop trusting him. Wasn't so sure if I should. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
He actually made me feel uncomfortable. And during, I think it was just when they were sitting down, and he was like, he just barely left the room, or he was coming back into the room. When he set down the stuff with the cokes and the candle, I was like, why would he be lighting a candle right now? So, and it was blue, so I was like, wait, isn't his wife cooking like blueberry pie or something? Which I was right, because the candle was actually blueberry pie scented. So yeah, just during that part, I was kind of just didn't really feel like he was too good of a guy. You know?
No,
If that makes sense. Gosh.
Oh yeah, I think those are all good points.
Yeah.
I think that's a good point. Like I said, the candle was a really good point when he mistakenly heard the wrong disease that what's her name's dad died from. They said Lou Gehrig's disease, and he heard something else. It's pretty strange.
Yeah. Yeah. But sorry,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I was like, why else would he be lighting a candle when his wife is cooking blueberry pie in the next room? So like, but yeah, and sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. I was just gonna say the lights turning off. That was strange.
Yeah, that was weird. And I was also like, why isn't his wife talking or anything? Just silence.
Yeah. You'd think she would come out and say hello or something. Why is she?
I feel like she would be the one who would bring out like the cokes or something.
Possibly,
just to be like,
yes.
oh hey guys, like let me set these down for you, you know. But like no.
And if the girls were supposed to be,
she was supposed to be in the room. She was just not there.
They seem to stay a little bit too long for that aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
Which room in the house made you most uncomfortable?
The hallway? Cause like, what is that like a statue in the hallway? Like, who has that in the end of their hallway? I'd be horrified if I like saw that. But yeah,
that was very
the
creepy.
hallway is very creepy. I mean, he clearly doesn't turn on lights too well. I don't even think it really has many good lights, anyways. But yeah,
it seemed like an older home, so it probably had.
Yeah, really scary hallway. I wouldn't go in there.
The hallway was, but.
And the front doorway. Why does it just lock like that? Like, did he do that, or was it just like that?
Yeah, he set that up that way.
Okay.
I mean, as you see,
I didn't know.
When he opens up the light switch, he can unlock the door.
Mm.
So he could have unlocked it. He obviously was just telling them he couldn't.
Yeah. Just to keep them in there.
Yep. But they, let's see, where was I at?
Sorry.
Oh yeah, which room for me? It was probably, I don't know, I feel like the dungeon, or whatever you want to call it, below.
Yeah, the basement, I guess.
Yeah, that was really creepy and weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what was worse, when she went down even below, underneath that, and then walked through all those little rooms.
Yeah, that was why.
That was insane. All the cult and crazy religious stuff that was all over those rooms. Was pretty intense.
I bet there's even cults just like that.
Yes.
I bet if he didn't die, he'd probably start a cult one way or another
Yeah.
before he died.
Is Heretic more of a psychological thriller than a horror movie?
Yeah, I would definitely say it's psychological because he really he really goes in with his conversation, his emotions, and all that other things. The way he just plays it, it makes it definitely change something in their mind. Like after that, I definitely would not be doing that ever again. I would never. I don't think I'd be one of those missionaries again. I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, oh my god, that just messed me up so bad. I don't even want to do it anymore. But
Yeah,
yeah,
there would be some PTSD, some
yeah.
trauma. No, I think
I
it's
mean, she was also traumatized, so I wouldn't want to do it at
yeah.
all either.
I do believe it's more of a psychological thriller.
Yeah, definitely
Um,
not just a horror movie.
so
But yeah.
let's look at was there any problems on set? Hugh Grant's preparation slowed pre-production, in a good way though. Rather than it causing problems on set, Hugh Grant came to the directors with pages of questions
Mm.
about Mr. Reed's psychology, philosophy, and every historical reference in the script. The director said that they exchanged the lengthy essays back and forth before filming began. Because so much of the work happened beforehand, filming itself went much more smoothly. So, do you think it would be better? So, would you rather have an actor who asks hundreds of questions about before filming, or one who just shows up and trusts the director?
I definitely would like actors who would ask hundreds of questions before filming because then they can really understand and just play the part perfectly when they start asking more questions because if they start filming and just shows up and trust the director, then they wouldn't sometimes you can't explain certain things like a smell you can't explain, and so the way the director's thinking could be like they couldn't explain everything that they wanted. They just tried to explain all of it. And when they asked all the questions, it made them understand the things that they probably couldn't explain more. So yeah, I'd rather have that. Sorry, it's long. What do you think?
No, I feel like it would be better because I feel like if you ask questions or at least seem intrigued or curious about what's going on, it'll give you a better understanding, and
Hmm.
you could do research, and
That's one way to sum it up.
you could do things. You can actually become the character almost,
Yeah.
or put yourself in that position and have a little more understanding about it. Maybe even add to the story a little bit more better. Like for instance, we were talking about the characters, Sophie Thatcher and Chloe East. They
Hmm.
both Chloe they said that she grew up in the LDS church, so they gave her a lot of insight into it. So
I
she
think
had a lot of into
I
it.
think Sophie did too.
Yeah, it said her family.
Yeah.
She had family members involved. So, I mean, being a part of that give them a lot of insight into the
Yeah.
religion and what goes on and how it is and everything like that.
Oh yeah, since they had experiences with that, it was just way easier to
Hmm.
play the part.
Yep.
Um, the biggest challenge was filming conversations that stayed suspenseful. Nearly half the movie consists of three people talking inside one house. The filmmakers said their biggest concern wasn't special effects or action. It was making audiences feel like they couldn't look away during long theological conversations. That meant constantly changing camera angles, lighting, blocking, pacing, Hugh Grant's performance to keep the tension building.
They had to balance religion carefully. Because the story centers on Mormon missionaries and religious belief, the
Ooh,
filmmakers spent months researching to avoid portraying the faith inaccurately or disrespectfully. They consulted former missionaries and studied LDS culture extensively, knowing they would likely receive criticism if the details
that's what I
felt
was gonna say.
false.
I was gonna say that they were probably gonna get a lot of hate if they did something disrespectfully, Because I know an artist that made a song that sounded like that it was trying to be disrespectful, and then everybody just started hating and hating. So yeah, that would really suck if it was portrayed like that. Hugh Grant surprised the cast with improvised moments. Grant occasionally saved jokes or line deliveries until the cameras were rolling. One famous example was his unexpected Jar Jar Binks impression. The directors said that the directors said they had never heard him do it before filming the take, so the actress's reactions were more genuine.
Making one house feel different for 2 hours. The house itself becomes one of the production's biggest technical challenges. As the movie progresses, the same room needs to feel welcoming, uncomfortable, claustrophobic, maze-like, and terrifying, without the audience noticing how little the location actually changes. This required careful lighting, production design, and cinematography.
Yeah, it's crazy how they did that because that house, when you first see it or walk into it, it seems very tiny, but underneath, once you start going inside, everything it just seems so huge, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does seem fairly
Um,
large.
yeah, definitely. No major on-set drama has been reported. Unlike productions such as The Exorcist or The Shining, there have been no credible reports of cast injuries, dangerous stunts, director actor conflicts, budget overruns, production shutdowns, and major rewrites during filming. Most interviews describe the set as highly collaborative, uh, with the extensive preparation before shooting helping to avoid problems once cameras rolled. Did they do all the quiet places? Like, I think there's two or three. I'm not sure.
There's
There's
1 and 2, and then there's a prequel.
Oh, okay. Prequel? I thought it was sequel.
Well, there's one Quiet Place 1, Quiet Place 2, and then there's a third one, but it's before. So it
Oh,
tells you how it all started.
okay. My bad. Sorry, I wasn't sure. Isn't that one with what's his name again? It's got the guy that plays Eddie Munson and Johnny Storm. What's
Oh,
his name? The one that Harley likes.
yeah, I don't remember. Okay.
Joseph Quinn. Yeah, it says right here. Fun facts about Heretic. Both Sophie Thatcher and Chloe East grew up in Mormon faith. Their real life experiences help make their missionary characters feel more authentic.
We'll walk through the story from the beginning to the end. We'll discuss the opening scene, the major plot points, best scares, twists, and the ending. So if you haven't seen the movie, I guess maybe go watch it.
Yeah,
So
go
Heretic.
pause it and watch it.
Yeah. So Heretic is a horror movie where the monster isn't a creature, it's an idea. The movie slowly transforms from a conversation about faith into a psychological nightmare. The filmmakers intentionally make the audience question what is real, what is manipulation, and whether belief itself can become a weapon. So the opening scene before the horror begins. The movie opens by introducing Sister Barnes, played by Sophie Thatcher, and Sister Paxton, played by Chloe East. Two young Mormon missionaries walking through a neighborhood trying to spread their faith.
The opening conversation is surprisingly casual and awkward. They discuss things like religion, temptation, human behavior, uncomfortable topics people normally avoid. This immediately establishes their personalities. Sister Barnes as confident, logical, experienced, more skeptical and realistic. Sister Paxton, optimistic, friendly, eager to believe the best in people, and eager to believe the best in people. The movie then shows them dealing with everyday missionary experiences, including being mocked by teenagers. It quietly establishes that these women are already entering situations where people underestimate them. The movie wants you to see them as vulnerable, not because they're foolish, but because they're kind.
So once they arrive at Mr. Reed's house during a rainy evening, they knock on the door of Mr. Reed, played by Hugh Grant. At first, he seems like the perfect person they hope to meet. He is polite, intelligent, curious, interested in religion. He tells them his wife is inside making a blueberry pie. This is the first major warning sign. The audience immediately thinks, nobody in a horror movie says, my wife is in the other room, unless something is wrong. But because Hugh Grant is playing him, the scene feels safe. That's the genius of the casting. The first big tension, the religious debate.
Inside the house, Reed doesn't attack them. Instead, he talks and talks and talks. At first, it feels like an interesting philosophical discussion. He challenges them with questions. What makes one religion true? Why do people believe what they believe? Are religions built from earlier ideas? Can faith survive being questioned? Here's the scary part, is that Reed isn't screaming or threatening. He's calm, he's kind, he's friendly, he's almost charming. That makes him even more dangerous.
So once the door is revealed that they are trapped, eventually the sisters decide they should leave. But the door won't open. Reed explains that the lock is controlled by a mechanism. Now the entire situation changes. They aren't guests anymore, they're prisoners. This is the moment the movie shifts from interesting conversation to something is very wrong here. The blueberry pie lie, the biggest early twist, there is no wife, there is no pie. The entire friendly introduction was a manipulation. Reed created a fake sense of safety to get them inside. The movie reveals that his greatest weapon is not violence, it's trust.
One thing that I also wanted to say is that when he was first talking to them, when they were like at the door, and they were wondering if he had any girl roommates, like at first, when he said he had a wife and she was making like blueberry pie or whatever, at first I definitely did not believe that he actually had a wife, because like the way he said it after all of that, he was like, because when they were asking him if he had any girl roommates or anything, he was acting confused and all that stuff. And then when he said he had a wife, I was like, oh, doesn't seem like you're telling the truth. But yeah.
Yeah, the way he said it, he said, "Oh, I have a wife. God, I haven't had a roommate in forever or something." And he made it just seem really like he almost contradicted himself. He says, "Oh, I have a wife. She's here, but oh, you asked me about a roommate. God, I haven't had a roommate in forever." It's like, well, your wife's not your roommate, but she's still there with you. So you kind of contradicted yourself by saying you didn't have a roommate, but now you don't.
Reed's game begins. Reed explains his worldview. He believes religions are systems created by humans and that all beliefs borrow from previous ideas. He doesn't simply want to kill them. He just wants to prove a point. He wants to break their faith. His argument becomes, if I can make you doubt everything you believe, I control you. This makes Reed different from typical horror villains. He isn't chasing them. He's conducting an experiment. And that's also what I want to say, is that since he said, if I can make you doubt everything you believe, I control you, is basically probably what a cult leader would say.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because he's saying that he wants to break their faith and make him doubt everything they believe. That's literally exactly what that is.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what a cult leader would do.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what cults do.
Oh yeah, totally. I've seen a lot of cults, and it's basically like this.
They tell you one thing, and they want you to believe one thing, and tell you the other.
Tell you you're wrong for believing in this, and tell you that you should believe in this instead.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the basement, the movie. Now the movie becomes a horror film, really.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, Reed forces them deeper into his house. The basement represents the point where the intellectual debate ends and the real horror begins. The sisters discover that Reed has been doing this before.
Mm-hmm. Because of all this.
That was right? Okay. Sorry, that didn't sound right.
Yeah.
He has created a twisted test involving women who he has controlled and manipulated. The house isn't just where he lives, it's his laboratory.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the best scares... So one of the first ones is the realization that Reed is alone. The slow reveal that there is no wife, there is no normal explanation. The whole situation was planned. It's scarier than a jump scare.
Yeah, because when Sophie, technically, what's her name again?
Sophie Thatcher?
No, I know her name, but I was saying, what's her name in the... I'll just say Sister Barnes, I guess. Sister Barnes, yeah, when she first, like, turned around the the candle and saw that it, dude, I was like, oh my gosh, they're so dead. But yeah, when she turned around the candle and saw that it was blueberry pie, I was like, oh my gosh, like I knew it, I was right. But like, also at the same time, I was like, oh my gosh, this isn't good.
Yeah, that's the first time first
Yeah.
time you exactly find out that he was lying about something.
hmm
I guess the other thing I forgot to mention earlier too was it was strange to hear him say, "Oh, hey, by the way," once they walked into the house, and I think he might have taken their coats at the time, but
Yeah.
he goes, "Oh, sorry, the walls and everything is lined with metal. Is that okay?" I'm like,
Why wouldn't that be okay?
"That's
Wait, he said that?
yeah." He asked him, like, right, like I said, I can't remember if he'd taken their coats and then he mentions it or what.
Mm-hmm.
But that was one of the reasons why they couldn't make the phone call
Yeah.
because all the metal
Oh,
was blocking
yeah.
the signal.
2. The hidden women. The discovery that Reed has trapped other women is where the movie confirms this isn't a debate. That he's a predator.
Hugh Grant's personality shift. The scariest thing about Reed is how quickly he changes. One moment he's a charming professor, the next moment he's a cold experimenter. Grant plays the transition almost like flipping a switch.
The miracle. Near the end, Reed attempts to prove his ideas by creating what looks like a miracle. He presents a woman who appears to have returned from death, but Paxton begins questioning whether it is actually supernatural or just a trick.
So, in the final confrontation, Sister Barnes tries to fight back. She refuses to let Reed control the situation, but Reed kills Barnes. Paxton is left alone with him. This is the darkest moment of the movie because Reed appears to have proven his point. He has destroyed everything Paxton depended on.
The ending explained. Paxton finally turns Reed's own game against him. She realizes that Reed's entire philosophy is based on control. He claims he wants the truth, but his real motivation is power. As Reed talks about simulation theory and reality, Paxton fights back. Reed is eventually killed. Then comes the controversial ending. I also love how they killed him.
Yeah, it was.
It was really good.
Yeah, they didn't.
Where he was about to kill Sister Paxton. Sorry for spoils if you haven't watched it. And then all of a sudden, Barnes comes back and just kills him. Since I didn't expect that at all, I was so happy. But and then she died.
Nope.
Loki spoil.
Nope. So the butterfly ending. After escaping, Paxton sees a butterfly land on her hand. Earlier, Reed discusses a famous philosophical idea involving a butterfly dream, questioning whether reality is what we think it is. The butterfly seems to suggest an interpretation of one. So the first interpretation, a miracle happened. Barnes' spirit is communicating with Paxton. Faith wins. The interpretation 2 is symbolic. Paxton is finding peace and carrying Barnes' memory. And the third interpretation is reality itself is uncertain. The movie is asking, what do you choose to believe? The directors intentionally left the ending open to interpretation.
The biggest twist of the movie isn't Mr. Reed is evil. We know that. The real twist is Reed's argument isn't what makes him dangerous. His need to control people is. The movie isn't saying faith is good, religion is bad, skepticism is good. It is showing how anyone who believes they possess absolute truth can become dangerous.
What do you think the first red flag was? What was the first thing you saw that you were like, something's not right?
I'd say, I think we already said this, but
yeah, I mean we kind of talked
Yeah.
about it. Like you talked about the blueberry pie, the blueberry candle.
the blueberry
Sorry.
candle. And then when he actually pulled out a blueberry pie was insane. I was like, wait, what? But yeah. If he had a wife, he probably killed her.
So who was your favorite character?
Sophie Thatcher, Sister Barnes. We love Sophie Thatcher.
She did a great job. I did like the girl that played Sister Paxton. I think she did a great job.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, and I have been a fan of Hugh Grant's. I love his movies, but I think he did a wonderful job playing an evil guy in this
He
one.
made me low-key scared.
Yeah, he did
But
really good.
I thought I just love Sophie Thatcher. I love her.
She's a great actress.
I love her as an actress. She's a great actress, like in Yellow Jackets and Companion, and probably a lot of other movies. I really loved her in Yellow Jackets, though. She really played the part good as Natalie. and as companion. I don't know what her name was. I forgot it, but she played it really well.
She
It was
definitely
really
played
good.
a robot really well.
She's just a great actress.
She does a great job.
I mean, all the actors were great, but I'd
Oh
say she's
yes.
my favorite.
Even the little bit of Topher Grace that we see he does a pretty good.
I don't really know him.
He was in
His name
quite a
sounds
few movies.
familiar. I
He's in
will not
Spider-Man.
lie. Who is he? Maybe that's where I know him from.
He was in the Andrew Garfield. Sorry,
Adam.
Andrew Garfield's
Yeah.
version of Spider-Man. He was Venom. What's his name?
Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie. That's his name. Yes.
Oh, how did I know that? Can you believe I knew that?
So who's your least favorite?
I think everybody did great. I just have to say the teenagers, because all the characters,
Yeah.
all the main characters were really great. I couldn't say my least favorite one. I couldn't say the lead actresses are my favorites. No, definitely not.
No, I agree. It's hard to.
It's hard to pick.
Yeah. No, I do agree that those stupid children. But,
Yeah, like why would you do that?
yeah.
Like what's the reason? Like how mean can you be? And also I want to go back to favorite character. I also well, she's not my favorite character, but I just wanted to say she did really good. Elle Young, she was the prophet. She did oh my
yes.
gosh, she did so good. Like she just looked very creepy, very scary and the way she acted. Great. But yeah, sorry.
Perfect. Okay, who had the best performance? Who did the best performance in the film? How about that?
That's oh my god, that's really hard. Ugh. Best performance. I think I can't choose one. I have to say
You don't have to choose one.
Reed, Barnes, and Paxton.
No, I agree. They
Great.
did.
I know they're the main characters, of course, and basically the only characters we really see much. But oh my gosh,
They're the ones that made the movie
so
what it
good.
is. So.
Their emotions, their body language, the way they spoke, the way they cried, the way they were angry, the way fought to live was just crazy. When Sophie, he slit her throat, she just played that perfectly. Like made me feel like it was real, even though it wasn't. Which we are glad it.
Yes, exactly.
That would be insane if it was real.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't put it past anyone. It's probably a story kind of close to this.
Surely. Surely there is.
Definitely.
Let's get into some of the dumb decisions made by the characters in this movie. So let's start with this one. So the first mistake I would say is going into Mr. Reed's house.
Oh yeah.
In the first place.
Like I would ask him to see his wife before going inside. I would want to visually see her standing right in front of me before I even thought about coming into the house. Sorry, I don't know why I said even twice.
No, sure, it's scary. I mean, they knock on a stranger's door. It's during a thunderstorm. It
was like basically night too.
Yeah, he seems like a friendly guy, but there's already warnings. I mean, he's alone in a large, isolated house. He is unusually eager to invite them inside. Like he literally is like, just come on in.
Yeah, come on.
He keeps pushing them to stay. Like he won't. They're like, oh, maybe we need to go. And he's like, no, stay here.
Yeah, because so they were already trying to leave too, and he never really mentioned that they couldn't leave since it was locked already.
For somebody who they said, hey, you showed interest in our religion, he knows a strange lot about their religion. He knows a lot about it already. It's like, well, if you want to know about it.
The missionaries there to teach them about the religion.
Yeah, most of the time.
And he already knows a lot about it.
Yeah, most of the time they're there teaching the people because they don't know anything.
Yeah, because they're just getting into it, but he knows way too much to be. That's not like
So the second issue was trusting my wife is baking a pie. So this is probably the biggest red flag, obviously. Reed says, my wife is in the kitchen making a blueberry pie. But you would immediately ask yourself, okay, where is she then? Like, we haven't seen her, we haven't heard her. The missionaries, they never actually ask to see her. They never actually see her. They never see the kitchen activity or proof that anyone else is home.
You know what'd be crazy is that if he actually had a wife and she goes along with it, or if she didn't even know about it and
she's just there.
Yeah.
Kind of like the grabber's brother and
Yeah, imagine if she was
in the
like
movie
deaf or
in the
something.
black phone.
Imagine she was deaf or she was
Yeah,
paralyzed or something and she
that
never
would be
really
weird.
heard anything. Sorry, I accidentally hit my leg.
So the lesson to learn here is they accept. So they accept what he says is harmless. So the lesson to
Yeah.
learn is never trust a stranger's someone else's hear story without seeing the evidence. Um,
You know, never even trust a stranger
yes.
that's being very eager to rush you inside
Yeah.
when
Don't.
their house is like far from anywhere,
Yeah. Don't.
really, because their house is
Probably
like a few
don't.
miles away from.
Don't go into a stranger's home.
Yeah, don't go into a strange man's home when you're just two young girls. Two young girls just trying to
Uh,
teach people about beliefs, I guess.
right.
Yeah.
So the third thing is ignoring how strange his questions are.
Uh
So at
huh.
first he asked them questions that seem intellectual, but eventually they become unsettling. He challenges everything they believe. He seems less interested in learning and more interested in winning. He knows too much about the religious history. He keeps steering the conversation, but the sisters recognize something is off, but continue or even though the sisters recognize something is off, they still continue engaging. Something that you would think would be a good survival tactic or instinct would be this isn't a conversation anymore. We need to leave. So
Yeah.
after they discover the door is locked, they still stay. Once they realize they cannot leave, the situation changes completely, obviously.
Like, it's crazy how there's a locked door, no phone access, and
Yeah.
strange house, and strange man who won't let you see his wife,
Right.
but says he does have a wife. Like, I would already be, like, out of the house. Like, I'd break down that door.
I
I
would
know it's probably
I would be
really
breaking
hard,
the
but
windows or something.
yeah.
I'd be like, get out of here. Get
I
me
don't
out of here.
even care how tiny the window is.
I'd try.
I will be getting through.
Yeah.
Like, you will catch me running, like, 80 miles per hour down the street trying to get away.
Yeah, what they should have done is to find an exit, which they kind of look at it, but then they assume that they can get through it. But I would
Yeah,
still have
but
tried.
they didn't even
I feel like
try.
I don't
Like,
know. I just watch it again, but I feel like there was a bigger window by the front door, but maybe I'm wrong. I feel like they could have broke the window.
yeah. I mean, he definitely would have known that they broke the window because he could have heard it.
Oh,
But you
obviously.
could, like, what would he do? He
Yeah.
couldn't. It's not like he could pull you out. He's just an old man.
And then another one is letting him control the conversation. So his biggest weapon is not the house; it's the attention. He's constantly keeps them talking and distracting them.
Yeah, he keeps them distracted all the
Yeah,
time.
every time they try to leave, he introduces a new idea, another argument, another question, another philosophical challenge. So they get
Yeah.
trapped mentally because which they get trapped mentally, which eventually makes them physically trapped. Or sorry, the sixth thing was splitting up. So a classic horror mistake. Once the danger becomes obvious, stay together. It's the safest option. Oh, instead, the situation forced them apart. The movie uses this to increase the tension, but viewers will recognize it as a classic. Never split up in a horror movie. I mean, exploring the basement. The basement is probably the biggest "don't go down there" moments. They already know. Reed lied. He's already told them that. They are trapped. They know that, and something is obviously wrong. But then they go deeper into his house. So immediately you think to yourself, "Nope, basement equals death. Don't go down there."
Yeah, I would never go into a strange man's basement when.
Especially a dark,
Yeah, and it was really dark too,
dark,
and creepy.
creepy, wet.
The way he
And
was speaking too, the way he was like talking to them, just
well, the other thing I wanted to ask the whole time after because like I said, I've watched it a few times, but it's still something that really just confuses me. So I think they underestimate him because he's not physically intimidating. So this is his biggest advantage. He doesn't look like a traditional villain. He's an older man. He's polite. He's calm. He's intelligent. He's funny. So the sisters underestimate him because he doesn't act threatening.
yeah. And that actually goes back to like all the cult leaders cuz usually
Yeah.
they act very sweet, very polite, very kind. And then once they actually get you to like be in their cult, I guess.
Let your guard down.
Then they just let their true colors out and
Mhm.
they start it's just crazy.
Okay, so here we go. So I looked up if there was any other casting for this film. Was anybody else thought of to play the different characters, or did anybody audition for certain, other than the characters that, or other than the actors that played the characters that are in the. So the first one is Mr. Reed is Hugh Grant.
I am really glad that they chose the actors to be who
Yes.
they were, because they played the parts very well. I'm glad they were chosen, because I'm moving in the mic a lot during this, and you probably hear it.
I do occasionally.
Yeah, I don't,
So
but you probably do.
so let's go over some of the strengths of this movie. So what worked?
There's a lot of things that looked like it worked in the movie, but
So the act.
ooh, I would say the acting is 5 out of 5.
Yeah,
Acting
the
is very
acting.
good.
The acting is easily the strongest part of Heretic.
They played it very well.
Hugh Grant did completely transforms his usual charming persona into something unsettling.
Yeah.
Um, so it's not. So the scariest moments are not when he gets angry; they are when he stays calm.
Sophie Thatcher as Sister Barnes. Sophie Thatcher brings a lot of strength to this movie. Her character questions Reed's arguments, thinks strategically, tries to protect Paxton, refuses to let Reed control her, and she just gives the movie a strong emotional center.
So Chloe East is Sister Paxton. East provides the opposite energy. She is optimistic, kind, more trusting, and emotionally driven. Her journey throughout the movie is watching someone who begins innocent and uncertain her journey throughout the movie is watching someone who begins innocent and uncertain become stronger under pressure. The contrast between Barnes and Paxton makes their relationship work.
Oh, you want me to say it?
If you want.
The atmosphere. I definitely would probably give it 5 out of 5, like it says. But the atmosphere is one of the movie's biggest successes. The filmmakers take a simple location, a house, and make it feel threatening. Things that create the atmosphere is the rain outside, dim lighting, empty rooms, and the long hallways. And the strange decorations and uncomfortable silence. At first, Reed's home feels warm and safe. Slowly, it becomes a prison, a maze, and a psychological trap.
So the tension in the movie. This is where Heretic really separates itself from other horror movies. This movie creates fear without relying on jump scares.
Mm-hmm.
The tension comes from the conversation. Every question that Reed asks it feels like a trap. So there's an imbalance in power. The sisters think they are having a discussion, but Reed knows he is in control. So the audience is constantly thinking, when is this going to turn?
Yeah.
The movie stretches the suspense until it becomes uncomfortable.
Soundtrack and sound design. Where'd it go? Oh. The movie uses sound in a very controlled way. Instead of overwhelming the audience with music, it often lets the moments breathe. And what works is quiet conversations feel more intense. Small noises become important. Silence creates discomfort, and the house sounds alive. The lack of traditional horror music makes the scenes feel more realistic. That's also what I like about it, because they can make the small, tiny noises or giant noises, and there's no music or really there's no sound effects or anything. So that's why I also like it.
No, it's
Because it just makes, because if you're in real life, you wouldn't hear any horror music or anything like that. So it just makes it come together perfectly. Sorry, I interrupted you.
no. It makes it feel more realistic in a way too.
Mm-hmm.
I do like in the atmosphere. It was, the outside, it was all dark and dreary. They even made the outside that way. They made it raining outside. It was starting to get dark and cloudy, and the house was very dimly lit. The lights in the living room went out at one point because he said they were on a timer.
Yeah, that's why I also like it.
And the rooms felt fairly empty in a way. Like they didn't. Like I was saying earlier, it almost feels like he doesn't live there. It's almost like he just does. This is just where he does this test, if you will, for these women. He doesn't actually live in this space in a lot of ways. But the cinematography The camera work is one of the movie's hidden strengths. The filmmakers use slow camera movements.
Mm.
The camera often moves slowly through rooms, making the viewer feel like something is waiting. There's a lot of tight framing. The characters are often boxed and visually reinforcing they are trapped. And the layout of the house, the camera makes the house feel confusing and dangerous, almost like a maze.
Yeah.
The movie rarely shows everything at once, forcing the audience to imagine what could be around the corner.
Okay. Where were we at? Oh. Production design. The house is one of the best parts of the movie. The design tells the story. At first, it's comfortable, clean, intellectual, but later, it feels controlled, secretive, and threatening. Every room feels like it reveals something about Reed.
So the bad guy, Mr. Reed. Reed is one of the more memorable horror villains because he isn't, we've said he's not a monster. He's a scary. So he is scary because he's human. There's nothing supernatural or anything about him. What makes him work? He believes he is right. The most dangerous villains are often the ones who think they are the hero. He
Mm-hmm.
uses intelligence as a weapon. He doesn't chase people. He manipulates them. He is unpredictable. You never know if he is about to tell a joke, make a philosophical argument, or become violent. Hugh Grant makes Reed terrifying because he never loses control.
Practical effects. Heretic is not a heavy effects movie, but the practical work is effective. The movie focuses more on realism, makeup, set details, atmosphere, and rather flashy effects. The horror movie comes from what the characters experience, not what the audience sees.
So, in the writing and the story, some of the biggest successes of Heretic is that it makes conversation feel like a horror sequence. The script works because it asks interesting questions. Why do people believe what they believe? Can certainty become dangerous? Is intelligence without empathy dangerous? And can someone be wrong while believing they are right? The movie trusts the audience to think. Um,
What?
did you have anything?
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Sorry, what were you saying?
No, I said, did you have? What did you have?
Oh, on my thing. I was just looking at this because one of my facts says that Sophie was a singer. I didn't
Oh,
even know she made music.
cool.
It's crazy. So do you want me to say some of the stuff I had, I guess?
Sure, go through some of it if you'd
Okay.
like.
I had a few facts about the main three is Sophie Thatcher, Chloe Easton, Hugh Grant. So I have Sophie Thatcher is an actress and singer from Chicago. She was born on October 18th, 2000, and she's best known for playing young Natalie in Yellow Jackets. A lot of people started noticing her because of that role. Before she got really famous because she was in the movie Prospect with Pedro Pascal. She's also been in The Boogeyman, Heretic Companion, and The Book of Boba Fett. I think that's how you say it. Since she's been in a bunch of scary movies, some people even call her a modern scream queen. Besides acting, Sophie really loves music. She sings, she writes her own songs, and she plays the piano. She she actually got into music before acting became her main career. She also has an identical twin sister named Ellie, and her family is really creative. Her brother is a writer, and her older sister is a filmmaker. One cool thing about Sophie is that she started acting when she was really little and did a lot of musical theater before she even started getting TV and movie roles. Chloe East is a actress from California who was born on May 16th, 2001. She started dancing when she was only 2 years old and won a lot of dance competitions before she got into acting. She also started modeling when she was 9 years old. A lot of people know her from playing Sister Paxton in Heretic, but she's also been in The Fablemans, whatever that is.
Mhm.
I don't know if I said that right. I think I did. Generation, Liv and Maddie, and Jessica Darling's It List. She started acting when she was a kid and has been in TV shows and movies ever since. Before she became known for bigger movie roles, Chloe appeared in True Blood. She also played Monica in what?
I say, who was she in True Blood?
I don't know.
Trying to remember.
She also played Monica in Steven Spielberg's The Fablemans, which is what I said, which was nominated for several Academy Awards. One interesting fact about Chloe is that she spent years training as a dancer and originally thought she would become a professional dancer instead of an actress. She also enjoys making creative videos and sharing her interests online. Hugh Grant is an English actor who was born on April 9th, 1960, in London, England. He's best known for starring in romantic comedies like Notting Hill, Love Actually, Four Weddings and a Funeral, and Bridget Jones' Diary. He's known for playing funny, awkward, and charming characters. Before becoming a famous actor, Hugh studied English literature at the University of Oxford. He didn't originally plan on becoming an actor, but after appearing in a few films, his career quickly took off. Even though he's mostly known for romantic comedies, Hugh has also played more serious and creepy characters. In Heretic, he played Mr. Reed, which was very different from the kinds of roles he usually plays and shows how versatile he is as an actor. One interesting fact about Hugh Grant is that he has won a Golden Globe at the... I'm not even going to try to say that. I'm just going to spell it. BAFTA award.
BAFTA.
Sorry, I'm not going to say that.
It's BAFTA.
Oh, yeah. Award of his acting. For his acting, sorry. He has also worked in movies and TV for over 40 years and is one of the most recognizable British actors today. Let me see if I have any more. Unless you want to say something. Oh,
She was in...
do you have anything else?
Yes, I do, but go ahead.
Do you have the estimated budget?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Do you want to wait for that?
Yeah, it's down there.
Okay.
I didn't know Chloe East was in Roommates.
Roommates?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a show on Netflix with Adam Sandler's daughter.
Yes, I watched that with you guys.
She was the friend, her friend. I didn't realize that.
Wait, she was like the other roommate?
Yeah, she looks way different in that movie.
That's her?
Yeah, she looks
Oh my
way
gosh.
different
Wait,
in the
what? Dang, I'm surprised it didn't show that on here.
It shows on here.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got the budget in the box office, but I did also get the box office was 10 million, which you said, and the domesticated box office, US and Canada, was 27 million, and the international box office was 32 million, and worldwide box office was 60 million. That's all I wanted to say. That's all I have, really. Did you do the Rotten Tomatoes?
I have it right here. Did you have it?
Yes, I do have it, actually.
Go ahead.
Okay. For the Rotten Tomatoes, they got a score of 89 based on 295 critic reviews. Sorry, I decided to leave the end instead of just saying the percentage because I thought it was a little better, I guess. I don't know.
I just wanted to quickly go over a few things that didn't really work. I guess, like, while it has a lot going for it, there are some areas where people think that the movie felt short.
I kind of wish it was a little longer, but it was really good, though.
Well, that, and why did he need to bring them inside?
Yeah.
One of the biggest questions is...
I mean, how else was he going to kidnap them, basically?
Well, and also, why did he choose the missionaries?
Yeah, because why? Why didn't you just choose somebody who doesn't really know what they believe in yet? I mean, I guess if they chose somebody like that, it would have been easier to persuade them into actually believing it like he did. But yeah.
It's just why did he choose, or his goal is to challenge faith and prove his theories, but the movie doesn't explain why he specifically targets Mormon missionaries. Some explanations are possible for they are trained to discuss belief.
Oh yeah, because they
They
are.
they
Yeah.
represent people with strong faith, and he wants a worthy opponent.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I was gonna say maybe he wants somebody who can actually prove or something. Try to fight with him, I guess.
Yeah. So his plan is extremely risky.
Mhm.
He is presented as highly intelligent planner, but his entire scheme depends on a lot going perfectly.
Yeah.
So some questions that are asked are, what if the missionaries refused to enter?
Yeah.
What if they called
That's what they
somebody
should have done.
while they were outside? Obviously, couldn't call inside. And what if they fought
Mhm.
back earlier? What if they tried to hurt him? I mean, it's 2 against 1. I mean, obviously, maybe he
Yeah.
is a little bit more powerful than they are. Maybe not. Who knows? But at least,
I mean, he died. So.
well, yeah. And then what if somebody noticed them miss, or, well,
I
I guess
mean,
somebody does
somebody
notice.
does.
No
Yeah.
way. I'll edit that out. That's dumb.
Yeah.
Um,
Can you hear that?
what? Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm just hot.
No.
That's good. Sorry.
The pacing. So the first half of the movie is very dialogue heavy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
This is intentional, but not. It's not enjoyable for everyone. So the movie spends a long time with phys- philosophical debates, religious discussions, and then Reed explaining his theories.
Mhm.
So sometimes some people think the first half of the show is slow because the horror takes place a long time, or it takes a long time to arrive. So the movie changes styles halfway through. So the first half, like we said, psychological thriller, intellectual debate, a mystery. But the second half of the movie is a survival horror, dark violence, and traditional horror. Some love the switch or the shift, and some don't.
Yeah.
Some think that this should have blended the two styles together. There's not a lot of CGI in this movie.
Oh yeah, definitely not.
Um,
Ooh, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something that you were talking about, but I totally forgot. So, sorry.
so some of the missed opportunities, or some other missed opportunities would have been um, the more of the exploration of the two sisters, or well, the two missionaries.
Yeah.
The movie spends a lot of time exploring Reed's ideas, but some you would think that they would want to spend more time on Barnes's personal faith, Paxton's doubts, their friendship, and their lives before the mission.
Yeah, cause at the first of the movie, they just went straight into them sitting on a bench talking. So
Yeah.
like, they felt like they could have done something before that, but overall, it was great.
Another thing
Turned out
is
good.
yeah, oh no, yeah, definitely. So more. Another thing is more information about his victims.
Yeah, cause he like said, "Oh, like I'm controlling and I kill women." I guess I don't know.
So
Oh my gosh! I just realized none of those women ever even got out.
yep.
They were just left there to starve.
Hmm.
And I don't even think he fed them. I think he just made them drink water out of a freaking dog bowl.
Yeah, he
Sorry, I don't know why I scream so loud.
he barely
I just remembered.
barely kept them alive. I think.
Yeah, he didn't even feed them. It
Yeah.
was just water.
So the movie hints at previous victims, but doesn't really tell you much about that in a deeper way.
Yeah.
So the bigger reveal about it would be who are they, how he found them, and what happened before. It could have made him even more terrifying than he already was.
Mhm. Okay.
Um,
Do you want me to say the next story? Or is that all?
it's not that
Oh,
big
that's
of
all.
a-
Okay. I didn't know if that was the rest.
Mm,
Don't remember. Also remember to do the rating, the scale, the nightmare scale or whatever.
Oh yeah, it's
Remember
down
did
here.
that. So I didn't know. I just wanted to remind you because I think we accidentally missed that in one of the. So
Possibly.
yeah, I just wanted to give you a heads up, I
Okay.
guess.
No, perfect. Appreciate it. Let me do this. Some of the missed opportunities, some other missed opportunities would have been um, the more of the exploration of the two sisters, the two missionaries.
Yeah.
The movie spends a lot of time exploring Reed's ideas, but you would think that they would want to spend more time on Barnes's personal faith, Paxton's doubts, their friendship, and their lives before the mission.
Yeah, because at the first of the movie, they just went straight into them sitting on a bench talking. So,
Yeah.
like, they felt like they could have done something before that, but overall, it was great.
Another thing
Turned out good.
Yeah, oh no, yeah, definitely. So another thing is more information about his victims.
Yeah, because he, like, said, oh, like, I'm controlling and I kill women, I guess. I don't know.
So,
Oh my gosh. I just realized none of those women ever even got out.
Yep.
They were just left there to starve.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even think he fed them. I think he just made them drink water out of a freaking dog bowl.
Yeah,
Sorry, I don't know why I scream so loud.
He barely.
I just remembered.
Barely kept them alive, I think.
Yeah, he didn't even feed them.
Yeah.
It was just water.
So the movie hints at previous victims, but doesn't really tell you much about that in a deeper way.
Yeah.
So the bigger reveal about it would be who are they, how he found them, and what happened before. It could have made him even more terrifying than he already was. So here's some questions. What scene would give you nightmares?
That's hard. I guess. Okay.
Really quick. So I would say the first is realizing that you're locked in a stranger's home.
Oh yeah, definitely that.
And part of my job that I do for work, I have to go to people's homes and look at things and.
You do?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I would never.
A lot of times I don't have to go inside because my work that I do is just on the outside. We have other crews that do the work on the inside, but
yeah.
A lot of times people want me to look inside to see like, hey, what I want.
Yeah, but you never really know unless they might just.
Right, and they like, hey, I want it over here. So they're like, well, you just look in with me, and I'm like, yeah, sure. So I go in there, and there are very few occasions where we go in like basements or something. I'm like, this is like
I wouldn't want to do that.
This is like the opening of a horror movie here.
It's crazy how, since you do these podcasts and watch these horror movies, and you just get so paranoid.
It does happen. You do think a lot.
Yeah. That's like I mean, I love horror movies in general, but the main thing about the stuff that actually, because horror movies will affect you, because you've seen these people, they see horror movies and they just act out that horror movie. Like Dexter, there was a few killers who were basically trying to copy the movie, I guess. But the horror movies will affect you because once you watch them and you see the red flags that happen in the movie and you actually see them in real life, but like when you're working, or for example, like how you said, you could just get so paranoid and be like, oh, I don't want to do that. Like that could happen. But yeah.
Well, there was recently a story about, I believe, I can't remember if it was it was a delivery driver for some company.
Oh no, I think I know what you're talking about.
I believe he was murdering women.
Yeah.
And I mean that was, again, I don't want to be disrespectful to the people who lost their lives, but I mean that's a pretty good idea for a movie right there if you're thinking about it. Like, there's this guy who goes around, like you said, Dexter. I mean, Dexter was about a guy who
went around and
he was a serial killer, but he, instead of just killing random people that he didn't know, he would kill criminals because he worked at.
He did? I never really actually watched Dexter. Yeah, I've never seen it.
Dexter, he was a crime scene analyst.
Wait, he killed criminals?
Yeah, so if
Well, that's a good thing, isn't it? Because that's, well, it depends.
yeah, I mean, I don't know the right answer there because obviously, if the criminals are bad people, they're doing bad things, killing people, stealing,
Putting
hurting
an end to
others.
it. He's basically putting an end to it. So
Right. I mean,
I might, get hate for that.
I guess other people might not agree with that statement. I guess everybody's has their own opinions on that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, there's like you were saying it was a good point that
Oh, so he's like that one woman who, like, was going around killing a bunch of random criminals because her sister died or something from.
mhm,
She
um,
killed like She killed a bunch of criminals that did the exact same thing to other people. That because that's how her sister died. So she like.
sure.
But yeah,
Another.
that would suck anyways. But
All right.
but
Do
yeah,
you think that you could survive this movie? Could you do what Sister Paxton did?
you know, I don't know if I would survive it, but I will try my best to fight to live because
Yeah,
I wouldn't just want to die so.
I would have
I wouldn't want to
definitely.
die like that because.
I would have definitely fought a lot harder, and
Mhm.
I would have either died trying or
Died trying. Yeah, died trying. I would definitely want to die trying.
because I would.
Other than just giving up. I wouldn't want
Yeah,
to do that.
I would have either started fighting him or trying to get out or something. At least neutralize him in some way that I could figure out how to get out of there.
Yeah, I would. And anyways, I would definitely try to fit through that window. So
Yeah, I would like I said I would have. I feel like there was a window next to the front door. I would have definitely broke it and just tried
yeah,
to get
wasn't
out.
there like a big window?
I
I
swear
swear
there
there
was. I'd
was.
have to watch it over to see, but I swear there was a window there.
I swear there was a window, and there was just curtains or something. It was
Yeah.
just. I was like, why are you looking at that tiny window
Yeah.
when there's like a window right there?
Yeah.
Like I
Right.
swear there was, but I'm not sure. I
Um.
swear there was a window right next to that light switch.
I thought so. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think there was.
Um. If you were in this movie, or if this was the situation you were in, which character would you want with you? Would you rather have Sister Barnes, Sister Paxton?
Sister Paxton, because she's the one who survived.
Yeah. Well, then you might end up like Sister
Ooh, you're
Barnes, though.
right.
So,
I might want Sister Barnes because she's the one who died. So, and then it would give me an advance. I mean, that would suck, of course, but
well,
like,
obviously, you don't
and
want.
she's the one who killed Reed too.
Sure.
Is that his
Yeah.
name?
Sure. Yeah. Reed.
Mr. Reed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Reed.
Sorry, I couldn't.
Which character would you get? Sorry. Which character would get you killed? So do you think?
Sister Paxton, because she's the one who survived. So then I would probably be the one who died, like you were saying.
Fairly. Really?
So probably, she'd probably, since she was the one who survived, she'd probably get me killed.
Sure.
Like she wouldn't get me killed because she wasn't smart. Because she clearly got out, so she was smart enough to get out. But like she
Well,
would get.
I mean, she figured out his plan what
Yeah.
his whole entire gimmick was of what he
Mhm.
wanted to do. So,
Yeah.
um, she was smart, very smart for that aspect of it.
Yes.
So, if you, or I guess how do you ask that? So, what would you do differently if you could change something? What would you do, or how would you?
Definitely wouldn't go in the basement.
Yeah, I
You
think
wouldn't catch me down there. You wouldn't even catch me even touching one of the steps. I wouldn't
Yeah.
even.
I wouldn't. I don't. Yeah, especially
Like,
seeing that it goes low, like goes down. Like if you could just see it go straight,
yeah. If it went
mm,
straight,
it would just be a different room,
if
but
it
not
was
going down.
like, I wouldn't go down because then if you go in the basement, there's no way of getting out. But if you go straight across, then there could be windows or something, or you could.
Yeah, you could find a window or something,
You could.
some way.
You could. So,
Going
yeah, you would definitely find some way to get
going down is there's a less likely
chance that you would ever get out.
Exactly, there's no way to get out. I mean, even
Yeah.
if you, well, I guess in his house it'd be hard. I was gonna say even if
Mhm.
you tried, you could break down a wall, but he said there was metal in the walls. That'd be hard. Anyway.
Mhm.
But yeah, I would change. Yeah, I would change not going in the basement. I
But
would.
one thing that I would change is that I would definitely try to get through that window, so it'd probably be over in like 5 seconds. But
yeah, we would have tried
yeah.
a little bit.
If it was
little bit more
real,
things.
but if it was a movie, then I wouldn't try to get out that window because then it would have made it way shorter.
Sure.
So they were smart. They were smart. Well, they weren't smart for not going through the window, but it made the movie longer, which was better for us. Not for
No,
them.
that makes sense. So here we go. Let's break down the production cost.
The estimated budget.
Yep. So unlike big studio horror movies that spend tens of millions on CGI and action sequences, Heretic kept costs controlled by using mostly one location, relying on dialogue and suspense, and limiting special effects, focusing money on talent and production design. So the estimated budget we said was $10 million. So here's the breakdown. The cast and talent was between 2 to 3 million. The biggest expense was likely the actors. Obviously Hugh Grant, well-known name. A large portion of the talent budget likely went towards Hugh Grant, who was the film's biggest name. His casting was important because people trust him, his reputation, and he helped sell the movie. Sophie Thatcher and Chloe East. The film also invested in its two lead actors because the entire movie depends on their performance. So, unlike many horror films, there's no expensive celebrity ensembles. There was only 4,
which helped keep the budget.
3
down.
main people and a supporting actor.
Cost,
so yeah, it helped keep the cost down.
Location and production design.
You don't. Sorry, you can repeat that here. Sorry, you don't have to read all of it if you don't want to.
Okay.
We don't have to do all of it.
I kind of want it. Can I?
That's fine.
Okay. Location and production design. I got 1.4 million. 1.5 to 2 million. The majority of the movie takes place inside Mr. Reed's home. This saved money because the production didn't need multiple locations, large travel costs, massive sets, and however, the house still required extensive design work. The team had to create Reed's living spaces, hidden areas, basement environments, rooms that slowly become threatening, and the house needed to feel like a character itself.
So the camera, the crew, and filming was $2 million. The production needed to pay director salaries, cinematographers, camera operators, lighting crews, assistants, and production staff. The movie's visual style required careful filmmaking because tension came from slow camera movements, long conversations, controlled framing.
Writing and development. 500,000 to 1 million. The screenplay was written by Scott Beck and Bryan Woods, like we said. A large amount of work went into religious research, philosophical ideas, character development, dialogue. The script was one of the movie's biggest investments because the story depended almost entirely on conversation.
So makeup, props, and practical effects, 500,000 to 1 million. Heretic is not an effects-heavy movie. Money went towards makeup, effects, props, set dressing, practical horror elements. The film avoided expensive CGI.
Post-production, 1 to 2 million. This includes editing, sound design, music, color grading, visual effects cleanup. Sound was especially important because silence and small noises create much of the tension. I also like how they made the music, they did the vinyls, I think.
Yeah, that was really cool.
We also made it very creepy.
Yep.
Because when they were in the basement and they just heard, I think it was Creep, was it?
Oh, yeah, he was playing it on a cassette
Yeah,
tape.
it was. Yeah, he was during that
I'm
part.
sure you don't even know what a cassette tape is.
Yeah, I've, I think I, I know what a cassette tape is. I'm not that dumb.
I didn't say you were
I'm
dumb.
not that young. Okay.
You are. They were never around.
Okay.
They were not a thing when you were born. I mean, they were around, but people never used
I've used cassette tapes before,
them.
which was weird. I don't know why my friends have cassette tapes lying around in their house.
Parents or whatnot.
No, like it's new music. It's like
Oh,
Billie
well,
Eilish or other people. I don't know.
I guess not to incriminate anyone that I know, but if you want to bootleg
A what?
music, bootleg, steal,
Oh,
you
sorry.
can.
It's like what?
Something that we used to do back in the day, not to incriminate anyone, but
That makes you sound old.
you could.
You're not even that old. Sorry.
Means that not a lot of people are buying DVDs, CDs, DVDs, whatever you want to call it, discs. There's no way to really track the streaming revenue,
Yeah.
and most aren't going to.
1000%.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I have no clue. My foot hurts so bad. I said that.
Oh yeah, you went through a lot of that. I did break it down even more. So
yeah, I just said it because I didn't want to take too much time, so I just went.
Well, this breaks it down by opening weekend.
Yeah.
It had 10 million. It was in 3,200 theaters.
Dang. That's a lot of theaters.
It finished second at the box office during its opening weekend.
Actually, that might not be that many theaters because, well, there's probably a lot more theaters than that.
This was considered a strong opening because it was an original horror movie.
Oh, that was opening. Sorry.
Yep. It had no existing franchise. It was rated R.
Mm-hmm.
And it relied heavily on conversation and psychology.
Sorry. I
Yeah.
don't know why.
So, first weekend, 10 million.
Uh-huh.
This movie performed better than expected.
First weekend?
Second weekend, it made 5 million.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a normal decline in a horror film.
Mm-hmm.
The final domestic run, approximately 28 million. Obviously, you said worldwide it made $60 million.
Yeah.
Okay. So here is your...
Do you have it just up?
Oh.
I forgot to say that.
What?
I have something else that I totally forgot about.
We haven't done it yet.
You sure?
Yeah. Fine.
You sure? Okay. There's
I can also move things around in the video if you need to.
What I loved about Heretic is that I thought it was a really great movie. I love the plot because it kept me interested basically the whole time. Because I never really knew what was going to happen next. I never really knew what was going to happen next because it was all conversations, like we said. So I didn't really know if anything was going to jump out at me, but nothing really did. The casting was also amazing because all the actors fit their roles so well, like as I thought. In my opinion, I thought they did.
Yeah, they understood what they were supposed to do.
Because since the other actors, I don't know if they asked too many questions, but since Hugh Grant, that's his name, right?
Yep.
Since he asked so many questions before he actually got to play that role, before he started playing that role, sorry, since he understood it so well, he just played it perfectly. All of them really played it perfectly. I love how all the actors played it. But yeah, I also like that the movie didn't rely too much on gore or CGI to make it so scary. There was like a perfect amount because there wasn't really much gore, but there was like some, because we saw her throat getting slit, all that other things, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
And I think it just made the movie even better because it focused more on the suspense and tension of the story instead of just trying to shock people, I guess, or jump scare anybody. But yeah, I think that's all I have. Oh, but Sophie Thatcher, Chloe East, and Hugh Grant did both. Sorry, not both. They all did an incredible job on their acting. They made it feel so real, especially with their facial expressions, emotions, and body language. They made it really easy to believe what their characters were going through, or like what they, I guess, what they were trying to do or something. I don't really know. That's just what I said at the time, I guess.
Perfect.
But yeah, overall, I thought everyone did an amazing job, and it's definitely one of my favorite horror movies because of how well everything came together. But yeah, do
Oh,
you think Heretic was more scary because of horror elements or because it was psychological games? What do you think? Comment down below. I'm just kidding.
yeah, if anybody wants to
That's funny.
comment and tell us what they think of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do believe it was better as a psychological thriller.
Mhm.
Sometimes I think that's a little bit um, more of an interesting story at times because it
Yeah.
gets you thinking, it gets you wondering. It you definitely get your brain going when you're watching it
Yeah.
about what's going on. So, but yeah, I do agree.
Mhm. We have this rating system on how many nightmares. Um, it's not nothing I'll lose sleep over. Nothing to lose sleep over. Sorry. Some good scares and a few jumps. Scary stuff. Definitely slept with the lights on. Super scary. Had nightmares for days. Wait, did I say 4 nightmares?
You didn't say any of the numbers.
Ooh, sorry guys. 0 nightmares. Not scary at all. 1 nightmare. A little spooky, but nothing to lose sleep over. 2 nightmares. Some good scares, a few jumps. 3 nightmares. Scary stuff. Definitely slept with the lights on. 4 nightmares. Super scary. Had nightmares for days. 5 nightmares. Terrifying. I'll never watch again. What do you think? Do you think
Uh,
do you think you give it 2, 3, 1, 0?
I'm gonna go with 3. Not that I lost.
Oh.
I didn't lose sleep or didn't have to sleep with the lights on. That's for sure. But again, we're going with the realistic aspect of this movie
Mm-hmm.
in sort of. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
we're not saying it happened specifically, but it could happen, right?
Yeah, it's since they made it so realistic, it definitely sounds like it would totally happen.
Yep.
There's probably stories even close to it about
Sure.
it.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
I think that knowing that,
knowing it could happen just makes it
yeah,
scarier.
knowing if you went into somebody's house and this could definitely be a possibility that you may
Mm-hmm.
not leave. That
Yeah.
is definitely a scary aspect.
Saying as you were listening, there since it could happen, it just makes it scarier. So yeah, I'd give it a 1 or a 2. I meant a 2 or a 3. My bad.
So that's perfect. I like it. So let's do uh, some questions for maybe the couple of people that listen to us or not.
Yeah.
Uh, no, we appreciate anyone who listens.
Yeah.
Tell your friends. Hopefully, we get more people. But
Yeah.
so do you agree with our rating? Do you want to give us your rating? Use the nightmare scale and give us how many nightmares you
Yeah.
think
It
it'd
should
be.
be on screen. I think you probably add it on
Yeah,
screen.
I mean, I can add it in the comments too of the
Mhm.
videos
Yeah.
and
The
whatnot.
description or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you even add a description when you post it on YouTube?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. My bad.
What movie should we? Oh yeah, give us an idea of what movies we should do next.
Yes, give us some ideas. We need some.
Obviously,
We
we
have a lot, but we just need more.
sometimes it's hard to narrow it down. Like, what should
Mhm.
we actually do?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, we have a lot of movies,
I
but
have a huge
you should just
list.
give us what you want to hear next. Yeah.
And then tell us what your favorite scene was.
Oh
What did
yeah.
you like or not? Then tell us what you didn't like if you want to. Also, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Tell us what gave you nightmares, what didn't, or what you thought could have changed, or what you thought did really well, and what, yeah, and what not. I guess. yeah, I guess that's all for today. Happy birthday. Just kidding. So, yeah.
Is it somebody's birthday?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Happy birthday if it's your birthday, I guess.
Um,
Uh,
Sorry. There we are.